What? The food? What? I mean, this is an area of history that's just like so deep.
And over the baguette.
Themes of empire, mission, inheritance, and destiny. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to What the Food. My name's Miles, and I'm with Andy.
Hey, I'm Andy. That's my name.
Yeah, welcome to What the Food. This is a podcast that aims to uncover the fascinating origin stories behind dishes from all around the world, both popular and obscure.
You're doing too many accents, can't keep up.
I know, innit? I'm like, what's his name from Split? James McAvoy.
Yeah, I feel like there's like 7 people on this
disorder.
podcast with me. Yeah.
Yeah. Just making it seem like you've got mates. Just loads of different people. So, what are we looking at today, Andy?
We're going to dive headfirst into the world of guacamole.
Ugh.
Avocados as well, because I don't know if you knew, but guacamole is made, get this ready, of avocados.
What the no way, bro.
Yeah, mate.
Guacamole. I've been looking forward to this episode because just for the primary reason of the fact that I just love guacamole.
Yeah, mate.
I can't get enough of the stuff.
It goes with absolutely anything as well.
Doesn't it?
Absolutely anything. Like, for tea last night, we had a piece of toast, scrambled eggs, mushrooms,
Piece of
sauteed
toast for
mushrooms,
dinner.
guacamole.
Nice. Nice. It does though, you're right. It goes with everything. It's quite like a blanket flavour. Like, I was going to mention, a lot of vegan recipes incorporate avocados, don't they? You know, for like butter substitutes and stuff like that. So it's not always used...
the high fat content.
Yeah, so it's not always like used in the savoury sense, is it? You can make like vegan cheesecakes and stuff with it. So it's such a versatile ingredient, the avocado.
Yeah, it is. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
But guacamole is more, I'm going to guess this is more steeped in a specific culture.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, so I started doing the research for this episode by looking on Instagram, actually. So I wanted to see how many posts people had posted using the hashtags avocado and guacamole.
I knew you were going to this, going here.
So have a guess. Go on. How many Instagram posts do you think there is that use either of those hashtags?
How many? It's got to be in the millions, surely.
Yeah, it is in the millions. Both of them are in the millions. One is significantly higher than the other. Go on, give me some roundabout figures.
I'm going to say that avocados are 1.5 million posts.
Okay.
I'm going to say guacamole is a 1.1 million posts.
Okay, interesting. Well, you were close with the guacamole one. It's the number of Instagram posts that use the hashtag guacamole is 2.7 million.
Whoa.
As of this morning.
2.7 million. And that's for guacamole.
Million. That's for guacamole. For avocado, the number of Instagram posts that use that hashtag is 12.3 million.
Oh my God. What
That's a lot of the same looking picture, isn't it?
Innit?
Like, I love it. I love guacamole, I love avocados, but once you've seen one, you probably don't need to see another, do you? Let alone fucking 15 million of the bastards.
Well, it probably goes back to what we were saying just a second ago, that the fact it's so versatile, it pairs up with so many other dishes, so they're hashtagging it when it's creeping into all sorts of different,
Exactly, mate.
things. But fuck me, how many?
So avocado's 12.3 million.
12.3.
Guacamole's 2.7.
Oh, I think it's because it's bright green. I think that kind of like, like when you garnish a dish and then you got like a lot of beige colours or what have you, and you introduce avocado to that and you get this really nice vibrant green colour, it suddenly turns a dish into a very photographable looking thing.
But I agree with you, but lettuce is also green.
Yeah.
And I bet there ain't 15 million Instagram posts of lettuces.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fair to say that avocados and guacamole are popular foods that are enjoyed all over the world and by all types of people. Visit any hipster orientated high street and you'll find a sea of basic bitches tucking into avocado and toast or sipping on avocado smoothies. In fact, I actually managed to find stats that said the annual avocado consumption of the average person in the US went from 0.5 kilograms in 1989 to well over 3 kilograms in 2016.
So it's nearly 3 times the amount.
Yeah, in about, what's that?
30 something years.
28 years, something like that.
Whoa. So everyone is eating 3 times the amount of avocados.
Yeah, man. And in the UK, avocados have had the 3rd largest sale growth of any grocery item, just behind Budweiser and Monster.
Whoa, what the hell? I mean, I was reading stuff about the fact that avocados are like really bad for the environment. The growing of them is really bad. So
it is now, yeah.
It takes so much energy to harvest them. So this whole sort of like you said, hipster fueled spike in avocado consumption is having like a considerable negative impact on the environment.
Not just the environment as well, but crime, as we'll see later. Crime is shot through the roof.
Don't fuck my avocado, man.
But anyway, yeah, this love for avocado wasn't always the case, as we'll find out. Now, although in this episode we're covering guacamole specifically, it's pretty difficult for us not to cover the origins of avocados too, because that's what guacamole is made of. So we're going to start by digging into the history of avocados, and then we'll dip like a tortilla chip into the origins of guac itself.
Oh, nice.
So in case you don't know what an avocado is, which is a pretty fucking remarkable feat being in 2021, I thought I'd give you a quick definition. An avocado is a tree that originated in South America. The fruit of the tree is also called avocado, and it is actually a berry.
It's a berry.
Avocados are botanically classified as a berry, and they contain a single large seed.
So I was going to say, right, so you just said the tree is called an avocado, and then the fruit on the tree, which is what we call avocados, is called avocado.
It is also called avocado.
That's mad, because, honey, I've ordered 20 avocados for the guac tonight. And a fucking dumpster truck turns up with 20 trees. Beep, 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 beep. Honey, what have you done?
The guac ain't going to be ready on time.
Avocado.
Sometimes they're actually referred to as an avocado pear or an alligator pear, but we'll come to the names a bit later, sort of the etymology of the names. But yeah, both the tree and the fruit is largely called avocado.
Right. Learned something already.
They're cultivated in mainly tropical and Mediterranean climates, with obviously Mexico being the lead producer. And I think back in 2019, Mexico produced around 32% of the world's supply of avocados.
Whoa.
So
big export.
Yeah, big export.
Deal.
So through my research, I kept coming across the same sentiment when looking into the history of avocados. And that is, they should not exist.
They shouldn't exist.
Avocados shouldn't exist. So it's due to breeding and due to the way that they breed, basically. So if you remember back to GCSE science, all those moons ago, a lot of plants rely on animals eating their fruits whole, wandering off a mile or two up the road in another direction and shitting out the seeds in a new spot.
Right, got you.
Now, this is all good for, like, say, an apple. You know, little tiny seeds in there. But have you seen an avocado seed?
Yeah, who's eating that?
Exactly. Like, it's also worth mentioning that the ones sort of around 15,000 BC, which is when avocados are supposedly originated or started to appear, they were a lot larger too.
They're even bigger than they are now.
Even bigger, even big. We've genetically modified avocados to yield as much flesh as possible. But back then, they were a lot bigger.
Fucking hell.
A lot bigger.
Okay, so what we talking eating this then?
So fucking, yeah, good luck getting that one through the old throat pipe and out the old ass pipe.
Exactly.
That's not happening, is it?
No.
So yeah, although we might struggle to poop out an avocado seed, it was no trouble whatsoever for the mammoths and giant sloth creatures that roamed the earth 15,000 years ago.
Whoa, mammoths and giant sloths.
Yeah, man, they would have happily chomped down a whole avocado and not given it a second thought. Yeah, it's thought that the avocado actually co-evolved with these creatures.
Okay.
And would have like behaved in like a fine-tuned manner to interact with the various species that were living around with them.
Okay.
But as we know, all good things come to an end, and those types of giant animals went extinct around 13,000 years ago. And this left nothing large enough to carry on the avocado pooping tradition. So as Connie Barlow, author of The Ghosts of Evolution, says,
I was just about to do the accent then, but I just want to say quickly, Connie Barlow sounds like a character from Coronation Street.
Doesn't it? Runs the cat.
What is she doing writing this fucking really scientific book? After 13 years, the avocado is clueless to the great mammals are gone. Without larger mammals like the ground sloth to carry the seed far distances, the avocado seeds would rot where they'd fallen and must compete with the parent tree for light and growth.
I'll have a latte, please, Collie.
I'll have a latte. Yeah, and don't sleep with my husband.
I've already slept with him. He's mine now.
So the avocados are clueless that the great mammals are gone. Without the larger mammals like the ground sloth to carry the seed far distances, the avocado seeds would rot where they're fallen and must compete with the parent tree for light and growth. Right. So they're landing right next to their parent tree.
Yeah, and obviously that's...
Straight away, they're fighting for survival against...
Exactly. They're never going to win.
Parent.
They're competing for sunlight, aren't they? So, yeah man.
It's a miracle that they're here then, really.
Exactly, yeah. So the avocado should have certainly followed the same path as the mammoth and the giant sloth.
I wonder how many other things have. I wonder how many other fruits. Vegetables, berries, just things. How many other... You never really... whenever you talk about extinction, you always think it's an animal. But I bet there's been so many food items that have been extinct
Definitely.
as well.
And you like, with food items as well, you struggle to find the evidence for it because obviously it degrades at a much quicker rate than, say, like bones or things like that.
Well, yeah, it's not going to leave fossils or anything, is it?
No.
So we just have no recollection of it.
Yeah, no.
That's mad. Why have I never ever thought of that?
Mental, isn't it?
That's literally just occurred to me.
Yeah. Whoa. Think about, like, also, obviously, the dinosaurs. Think about what mad fruit would have been about then, before the comet hit.
A flavour that we'll never ever experience.
I know.
Ever.
I know.
Existed.
Sad.
But kind of beautiful. Because it means we can appreciate what we've got now. There might be future generations, there might be a world in the future where strawberries don't exist, but we've been lucky enough to live in a time where we can eat the strawberry.
Exactly.
So we should just be thankful for what we got. Love it, live it, life.
Maybe like when the greys finally land on Earth, or finally come back to Earth, they might not ever get to consume a butterbean, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they might come from their planet and bring a frusgra, and we'll get to try frusgra.
Yeah.
Which is like an avocado that's like 8 times the size, but tastes really sour, but it's actually delicious.
Oh my God. 8 times the size. It's sour, but it's delicious. That's insane.
And it cures cancer as well when you eat it.
Wow. Instantly. Just every cancer cell in your body.
Just goes, shrivels up, and you shit it out the next day.
Eat this frusgra.
Eat this frusgra. Right, anyway. Tangents.
Tangent, yeah. So, luckily for us, the avocado didn't follow the same path as a mammoth, and the reason it didn't was thanks to something known as evolutionary anachronism.
Okay.
Now, what this means is that no one is really sure how it survived.
Right, so it's a complex way of saying we have no fucking idea.
Basically, yeah. Because, like, given its evolutionary failures, it should have not survived. That's a general consensus for the avocado. It should not be here now. And to get here, they basically held on until humans came along and started cultivating them.
Yeah, they were like probably on the brink of extinction, and we were like, and then we've saved them.
Yeah, like the fingertips are going white, like holding on, like, and just a little hipster with round glasses just comes on and just this will go well on my sourdough.
This will go well on my sourdough. Yeah, I'll roll this up with my California rolls. That's mad. I wonder then if that's why they're small then, because like they're just kind of getting smaller and smaller as time goes by.
Yeah, definitely the seed is getting smaller and smaller because we're obviously breeding avocados that have more flesh, more and more flesh.
Can I just say how like demoralising it is when you cut open an avocado and it's like 90% seed?
Oh yeah, so annoying,
like,
isn't it?
What, man? Come on. It's like mostly pip.
Yeah. Yeah, you just can't do fuck all, can you, with the pip?
Oh, love that.
So archaeologists in northern Peru have actually found evidence of avocados being eaten by humans in Central America.
Okay.
And it dates all the way back, that evidence dates all the way back to around 10,000 BC. So old, old. Yeah. Remains of avocado, beans, and possibly cultivated squash and chili pepper were present in their findings, suggesting that human transport of the said fruits and legumes and consumption.
All right, so they're taking it with them, moving around with it.
Taking it with them, moving around, eating it, chucking it, possibly cultivating it, or if they're not cultivating it, they've found somewhere where it grows readily and are going back there, grabbing it, taking it back to their huts. Yeah, by around 500 BC, so we're coming sort of turn of the century, humans have well developed their love for avocados and were thought to be cultivating it in around Mexico and Central America area.
Yeah, like you said, it's like just a perfect climate for it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And at the time, avocado was called, this is going to be difficult, this whole language of like South America, like ancient like Mesopotamia and all that shit is just fucking rock solid. So apologies.
There's a reason why no one speaks it anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, thank fuck we don't have to say this shit anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So avocados were called ahu katal.
Okay.
Ahu katal, I think it is. Funnily enough, ahu katal was the Nahu Atal word for testicle.
Whoa, they're calling it testicles.
Yeah, it's thought they named avocados this because they tend to grow in pairs and look exactly like a set of balls. And if you,
love that.
If you think about it,
Dick
like,
humour from the fucking ancient times. We haven't changed a bit as a society, as a civilization, have we?
No, technology's changed, but like the human brain just has not changed. That's all.
It's not changed enough at all.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, testicles. It's also thought that they called it this as well because there was a supposed aphrodisiac property of the avocado.
Fair play. I always get a raging boner when I have one.
Yeah, mate. Same. Just sit there, just fully standing at attention, just enjoying that beautiful, creamy avocado.
Shut up, mate. Oh, God.
So, yeah, the next time you sit down to enjoy a lovely portion of avocado on toast, just remember you're eating testicles on toast.
Nice.
All smushed up, ready to go. Moving on from testicles, the next notable thing in the history of the avocado is the first sightings by Europeans.
Ooh.
It's that time of the podcast, Miles, where we hate on Europeans for fucking shit up again.
Yeah, it's like, at the halfway point, near enough every episode. It's like, and the Europeans arrived and raped and pillaged and stole and killed.
Exactly. It's thought that a Spanish conquistador, Fernandez de Oviedo, was the first European to taste an avocado in the early 16th century. That's a pretty cool thing to be remembered by, isn't it? Like, what did you do? What are you going to be remembered for? I was the first person to taste a testicle.
Yeah. But, like, again, like, that is just giving credit where credit isn't due. Because avocados have been around for ages at this point. The natives of this country eating avocados, probably using them medicinally as well.
Yeah.
Just literally loving the avocado. And this guy comes along and he's like, I'm the first European to taste it. And he goes back and he's like, hail me a hero. And it's like, no, you're not. You just went somewhere else and just had what they were having. Chill out, Fernandez.
So he wrote the following summary of his experience.
In the center of the fruit is a seed like a peeled chestnut, and between this and the rind is the part which has eaten, which is abundant, and a paste similar to butter and a very good taste.
Pretty bob-on description of an avocado there, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Bob-on.
Center of the fruit is a seed like a peeled chestnut,
Mm-hmm.
Between this and the rind is a part which is eaten. It's a paste similar to butter, and a very good taste.
And that wasn't the only thing that Oviedo sorted out as well. He was one of the first Europeans to introduce tobacco, pineapple, barbecue, and the hammock.
Whoa.
So this guy's leading his best life. Can you just imagine that, right? Just imagine how fucking cool it would be, right? You've been at sea you've been to the New World, right? And you've been at sea on your way back to Spain for God knows how long. You finally arrive in the harbour at Barcelona and you get off the ship. There's a crowd of people just waiting for you. Woo, yeah. And you hold up a pineapple, right? No one knows what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
You hold up
holding up like the head of a severed enemy.
Yeah, they think it's some sort of fucking alien or something.
Yeah.
And then in the other hand, you've just got a skewer of like barbecued meat or something. A hammock over your shoulder.
And a pipe in your mouth smoking this weird flaky shit.
People's minds would be blown.
Oh my God, Fernandez. Yeah, what a weird sight that is.
Isn't it?
I was going to say it's a weird assortment of things to discover, but it's actually not. They all like go hand in hand with one another.
They do, don't they?
It's like the perfect bunch of things to be known for bringing back.
Anyway, yes, I think that I found the first written record of the word avocado in English as well. Okay. Yeah, that comes from a dude named Hans Sloane, and he references it in a 1696 index of Jamaican plants. And with that, the hipster seed was planted. So we're still on avocado, by the way. We've not even touched on guac at the moment.
We're not even into the flesh of it yet.
So by the late 19th century, the word of the avocado has spread, and it has begun to grow in the United States and around the New World, really. Obviously, it's already grown in the New World, but the new world, i.e. the United States.
And are they are they still importing it at this point? They're not growing it domestically. It's being brought in on boats, I'm assuming.
No. So at one point, America had a ban on importing things from Mexico because they were at war with Mexico. That's obviously how they captured California.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, right up until 1997, the US had a ban on the importation of avocados from Mexico.
Whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, man.
So they were growing their own then, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Well,
weird.
they were either growing their own or they were bringing it in via, because it was also grown in like Peru and areas like that.
So they're circumnavigating
Yeah,
Mexico,
exactly.
leaving
Or
them out of the...
from just Central America. I think, like I said, it grows in Jamaica as well, certain areas of Jamaica. So they just got it from other areas.
So they were spending more money to
yeah.
import it from further away just to spite Mexicans.
Exactly.
And I bet those Mexican avocados were like the best as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I imagine there was like a black market for it. I don't think that because the government had put a ban on imports that it was just not flowing over the border, kind of like drugs.
Yeah.
I think they were still getting their cardos in from Mexico in some point, but officially they had a ban on it. But yeah, in the US, avocados were first grown in California, and they were originally sold to citizens of the US as an alligator pear rather than a avocado.
Such an American title for something.
Alligator pear.
The alligator pear.
Come get your alligator pears. And funnily enough, it wasn't popular and it wasn't selling.
Was it not?
Shit name. No, mate.
Bad marketing.
What had to happen, Miles? What do you think had to happen?
They had to change the name and they had to come at it with a new marketing strategy.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Up step Dom Draper and the powerful world of marketing and PR.
Boom.
The Californian Avocado Society took out several ads in the New Yorker and Vogue and basically positioned avocados as the aristocrat of salad foods.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, and I've got a treat for you here. I actually found a copy of this advert and I've transcribed it for you lovely people. So, Milo, if you do the honours.
California presents the aristocrat of salad fruits, now acclaimed by hostesses as the food delicacy supreme for smart occasions. Have you ever longed for something new, something to lend individuality and smartness to the meals you serve your family and your guests? Look no further. You have it now with Calivos, the new subtropical salad fruit grown only in the sunny hillsides of Southern California. Calivos are decidedly different from anything you have ever seen before. Their flavour is distinctive, delicate, indescribable. You must taste the creamy, rich meat yourself to fully appreciate why food consultants call the Calivo the aristocrat of salad fruits. And Calivos have so many convenient uses. You can serve them as an hors d'oeuvre, a cocktail, or sandwich spread. Or you can prepare a delicious ice cream by adding Calivos.
Just what I say, absolutely brilliant. You absolutely smashed that. Interesting they called him Calivos, though.
Calivos is a cool name, though.
Yeah.
I kind of dig that.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? But the reason, why I think they called it Calivos is it was a way to get California, Cala, into the name to make people more comfortable, basically. But yeah, these ads helped start the now familiar air of superiority around avocados.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of translated to today, hasn't it? Kind
Isn't
of
it?
like sense of avocados being like avocado.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
Isn't it? Like if you make a salad without an avocado in it, you're going to notice just, in little things, I suppose. If you introduce an avocado in there, that's your focus.
Just ups the...
I'm eating that last. That's a priority.
Yeah.
So where are we at now? Right, so 1968. That's where we're going to go to next. 1968. And the reason we're going to go to 1968 is because that's when Marks and Spencer's first introduced avocados to the bewildered British public.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly. No, they sold them as avocado pears, and as you've already fucking concluded, it's safe to say we Brits did not take them at all. Firstly, people were confused by the name avocado pear, so it's a fruit, it's going to be sweet. Well, some poor lady thought so and ended up stewing an avocado pear and serving it with custard.
Oh, fucking hell. There's always one in there. It's like strudel. Do you remember back when we did strudel?
Yeah.
And there was the savoury version that the woman ordered and thought
that
was...
American.
Yeah. So she stewed it and served it with custard.
"Oh, Alan, I've got you something good for your tea tonight. Something new. I thought we'd try something new. Something new.
Yeah,
we always have rhubarb."
He's come back from the mines, a really horrible job. Just wants like a nice
Yeah, he's been
warm
down
meal.
there 12 hours.
He's proper hungry.
He's just got a stewed avocado
with custard.
with custard.
Oh god, that is such a slop central meal. That.
Isn't it? That's not nice. I don't actually know what happens when you cook an avocado. I've never experienced that.
No, because when you like do cheesecake with it and stuff, it's all non-bake.
Cold.
No,
yeah.
no bake cheesecakes and stuff. I can't imagine it reacting well to heat.
No, not at all. Not
Like
at all.
you leave it out at room temperature and it can't handle it. It starts going black. Like, don't fucking put fire to it.
So yeah, that's firstly, we were confused by the name, and secondly, they look alien. And if we Brits are sceptical of anything, it's aliens, unlike the Americans. So
Yeah. It's just so different to any domestic food that we can grow in this country, isn't it? It's so different that you can imagine why the people would be sceptical.
yeah. But that did not disgruntle M&S, and they did not accept defeat. Instead, they released a leaflet explaining everything you need to know about avocados and how
A
to eat
leaflet
them.
will fix this.
You know what this calls for, Gerald? A leaflet.
Yeah. Print me a leaflet now.
Describing exactly how to eat this fruit. Yeah, so by the 90s, avocado sales, unfortunately, were still not where the farmers wanted them to be. So this is like recent history now. So the 90s, and avocado sales are still not quite as high as they should be.
I was going to say, like, growing up, we were both born in 94, and it's like, I don't really have many memories of avocados being eaten at home.
No, not at all.
Until at least, like, when I was maybe as a teenager.
Yeah, even
I don't
then,
know.
I don't think.
We weren't smashing avocados on the same scale as we are now.
No.
So, you know, even in our lifetime, we can kind of see the rise of avocado.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think what we fucking did eat.
Yeah, turkey fucking Twizzlers, lad. Baked beans.
Oh, no, imagine a turkey Twizzler dipped in guacamole, though. Oh,
Ooh, turkey Twizzler.
turkey.
Guacamole, salsa, turkey Twizzler.
Turkey Twizzler. Hey, Holmes. You want a Twizzler? Turkey variety.
Twizzler, turkey variety. Yeah. What were we eating? We were just eating lasagna. We were eating roasts. Don't know.
So yeah, as we said, avocado sales still not where we are, where they wanted to be in the 90s, so they went back to the drawing board. And they came up with a genius marketing idea. They decided to target the Super Bowl. Think about it. People gather to watch a big game, drink beers, eat food. One of those foods, chips and dip, of course. One of the best dips known to man. Guacamole, of course. So they began to offer out free samples at supermarkets all over the country. They offered up recipes and how-tos on making guac, and sure enough, it was an instant hit.
Yeah.
Nowadays, Super Bowl fans consume more than 47 million kilos of avocados every year just on Super Bowl Sunday.
Whoa. So it's become like synonymous with Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah,
it's
man.
like the food of the Super Bowl in a way.
Yeah, massively.
Wow. That's mad.
Massively. Fun fact, Avocados from Mexico, which is like a company, decided to sit this year's Super Bowl out after 6 straight years of advertising at the big game. Obviously, they've just decided to sit this one out. Alvaro Luque, the organization's CEO, had this to say.
We're using this year as a year to reinvent ourselves and do some things differently before we come back in 2022 to the Super Bowl again. Right.
They'll be back, don't you worry.
So they've taken a year off advertising at the Super Bowl.
After 6 straight years, yeah.
And what are they talking about? Reinvent themselves? Like,
exactly. What knows what it's going to be? Giant avocados, sour avocados, like you said.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
What's Alvaro got in mind?
He's a mastermind.
We'll find out then, won't we?
That's a really good idea for a company name, that. Just produce from country.
Yeah.
I could just make a company called Beef from England, and just like people would well want to deal with me. Of course they want beef from England. Where'd you get your beef from? I get my beef from England.
Yeah. Well, I think McDonald's got around certain things. They were importing their beef from other countries. So one of the companies that they got their beef from, or it was owned by McDonald's, this company, they changed the name to British Beef. So when they, on their advertising, they say 100% British beef, it's 100% beef from that company, and the company's called British Beef.
British beef.
So they've so they've just fucking like completely finessed that.
3-pointer right
Bit
there,
naughty, but it's a bit of a legal loophole they found. similar thing.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. So by the 2010s, the secret was well and truly out, and our avocado overlords have ruled over us ever since, really.
Yeah.
But some people actually accredit their world domination or the start of their world domination, to when Gwyneth Paltrow made avocado on toast one of the main components of one of her best-selling cookbooks.
You're joking.
It's like there's a trend that after this and after she published this, the world just went mad for him.
So she started it.
She's one of the thought to have been one of the reasons why it upticked so much and went crazy.
I just don't want to give that woman any credit for anything, really.
No.
I find her really annoying.
I think because she's such a figurehead that when she released a recipe, obviously loads of copycat recipes came and people started experimenting them with the recipes and just went crazy from there, really.
Yeah.
So there we are, brief history of the wonderful world of avocados and how it came to rule over us mere mortals.
Yeah.
Let's get into what you came for, eh? Guacamole. What is guacamole? Well, to put it simply, guacamole is a dip made of avocados, lime, salt, and some other fresh ingredients. Some people put onions in it, some people put tomatoes in it, some put cilantro in it, some put jalapeno in it, but the main ingredient that never changes is the avocado, hence why I thought it would be good to cover that first. Now, I've got a philosophical question for you, Marlo.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a chicken and egg type scenario. When does smashed avocado become guacamole?
I think, I don't know, yeah, it's a tough one. If you season avocado,
That's exactly where I'm at. But I think it's when you add an additional ingredient.
yeah.
That's when smashed avocado becomes guacamole.
Yeah.
Talk us through how you make your guac, mate.
So smash my avocado, and then depending on how much I'm making, some extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, lime juice, finely chopped chili. I put some freshly grated garlic in there as well. And that's it. Keep it nice and simple.
You know, simple. Well, I think the original inventors of guacamole would probably string you up for that.
Would they?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
thought I was sticking true.
No, well, the Aztecs killed like their own people anyway, so they just kill you regardless.
Oh, right.
Just because
I could have made it perfect,
different. Yeah. So yeah, it's thought that the original inventors of guacamole were the Aztecs.
Whoa.
According to historians, it dates all the way back to the 16th century, and the word guacamole has its origin in the Nahuatl language, and the again, butchering these pronunciations, really sorry. So the Nahuatl word for guacamole is ahuacamole.
Nice.
Not bad, is it?
Yeah, I got that.
Ahuacamole.
I'm getting the mole.
Yeah.
I'm getting the guacamole in there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a combination of ahuactal, which is avocado, and mole, which is mole or sauce.
Whoa.
Avocado sauce.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so according to their mythology, fucking hell, the Toltec god Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah,
From the fucking peanut butter.
episode. Yeah.
What
yeah.
the hell?
So that god offered this recipe to his people, and it was later passed down through the area of Mesoamerica, located in sort of eastern and central Mexico, Guatemala.
Whoa, I can't believe he's back.
Yeah, man, he's back and he's dishing out guac recipes.
He's back dishing out guac recipes.
Some fucking versatile Jesus, isn't he?
Yeah, Quetzalcoatl. What was he like in the other one? He was like, I'm the morning star. Yeah.
Morning star.
Morning star. That's mad. So, okay, so he's advocating...
Guac. You could say he's probably the biggest spokesperson.
Yeah.
The most important spokesperson, at least to the Aztecs. So the ingredients of Aztec guacamole was avocado, tomato, and chili.
So tomatoes are in there?
Yeah, tomatoes are in there. Obviously, garlic is a European thing.
Yeah.
So garlic would not have been in South America at this time. And what else do we add? Salt, no. Pepper, no. Just avocado, tomato, and chili.
Wow.
From what we know,
Yeah.
Obviously, it could have had fucking all sorts of shit in it, but
Pepper.
so they got those three ingredients and they smashed them all in a molcajete, which is you probably saw them when you went to Mexico. They're like a flat mortar and pestle.
Yeah, I did.
It's almost
Saw
like a
some.
plate.
Yeah.
Almost like a
Like a heavy plate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stone plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we make a recipe book for the podcast, when, yes, we'll do Quetzalcoatl guacamole.
Yeah, nice.
It'll be like
Yeah,
a picture
definitely.
of him serving up some...
mashing it in a mortar and pestle.
Yeah. So, like, the recipe...
I am the morning star.
I'm the morning star. Dishing out his fresh guac. But that'd be cool to sort of, like, integrate these characters from the podcast that we've learned about into the recipe names and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's how I make my guacamole. I make I always make it in a mortar and pestle.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Just get better traction.
Yeah,
right?
I need to get one. I don't have a mortar and pestle at the moment.
Smoothness.
So.
Just go to TK Maxx. You can get them for like a tenner or something.
Yeah.
Sort yourself out. So guacamole became incredibly popular in Mesoamerican society largely due to the nutritional value, basically. You know, avocados are high in fat, high in protein, perfect for people that are wandering around Middle America.
Building shit with their hands.
Building fucking massive pyramid type things, building structures.
Mayan temples,
running away from scary other tribes, you know, dealing with some shit.
Dealing with animals that are capable of swallowing an avocado whole.
Yeah, fucking jaguars knocking around.
Jesus Christ.
Piranhas in the water, so you can't even go swimming.
Oh, God, this doesn't sound fun, apart from the guac.
The guac, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'd have been there in that time, sat there, fat as fuck, eating guac while they're running around fighting up.
Just fucking fingers deep in a bowl of guac.
Yeah, deep in a mortar and pestle.
Yeah, your nails just staying green from...
Everyone else is building like geometrically perfect Mayan temples and making Mayan calendars and fighting off jaguars.
You're building your own temple.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it's thought they became popular due to the nutritional value, high protein, high fat. At the time, diets in society had relatively low fat content, so obviously the introduction of guac became a vital part of the diet, and it's thought to be why it became so popular. In addition to this, the Aztecs also believed that guacamole was an aphrodisiac, and obviously anything that is considered an aphrodisiac increases its popularity.
Let's get it on.
Shit gets you hard and tastes great whilst doing so. Perfect combo for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'd much rather get behind... If someone was like... I'd never seen an avocado before, and I'd never seen an oyster before.
Yeah.
And someone was like, do you want this oyster or do you want this avocado?
I'm going avocado.
You go in avocado, aren't you?
Yeah, because oysters, they taste good, but they look like alien shit.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely right. Spot on. Oysters. Alien shit? Question mark. In the early 1500s, the Spaniards arrived in Mexico once again.
Back again.
And obviously raped and pillaged their way through the continent. And whilst doing so, fell in love with the Aztecs' guacamole. And subsequently the avocado. You know, so it wasn't all burnt roofs and butchered wives. You know, there's some good stuff to come from it.
I guess it was all worth it then, eh?
But despite the Spanish love for the avocado, it didn't preserve well when they attempted to take the fruit back to Spain, and they were unable to produce avocados in their home country. So the Spaniards actually tried to recreate guacamole with avocado substitutes.
Right. Okay.
But of course they weren't able to make any work. So they took the concept of guacamole, went back to Spain, and were like, shit, our avocados haven't made it.
Yeah.
What have we got lying about that we can make guacamole out of?
What have they used? Do you know?
So yeah, they used squash, like summer squash, and they use vegetables like that basically to try and create it.
Stuff that can go mushy when it's sort of like mashed together. And...
Exactly, yeah. Potato, which obviously they just made mashed potato.
Dipping tortilla chips into mashed potato.
Like, when I read this, I was just imagining like a furious Spanish man just grinding up various fruits, just trying to recreate guac. Like, just getting more and more annoyed as he get on, because obviously he'd have to completely wash out whatever he was fucking dealing with and then start again. Just keep going.
But there's no replacement for it. You know, it's that high fat content which is what gives you that silky, delicious, creamy dip. So that you're not going to get that from any old vegetable, are you?
No, especially fucking squash.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that they struggled to make it in Spain, though, because I thought that in certain regions of Spain you'd have a similar climate to areas of Mexico. So it's quite...
Yeah.
Maybe it's something to do with like the soil, the minerals and micronutrients that are present in the soil and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. If you think about it as well, in the early 1500s, like agricultural technology, although it's better than it was in the 1400s, it's still not... People don't understand like the pH of the soil, like you said.
Yeah.
You know,
just all that kind of like microscience.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, obviously Mexico probably has a different rainfall amount to Spain, even though despite seeing similar climates, you know. I don't know much about the agricultural limits of an avocado, but maybe one day. But,
I hope to be there at some point. Yeah, Andy Cantor, podcaster, marketing professional, avocado micronutrient scientist.
PhD.
Yeah, but no, yeah, it's a good point. Like, And obviously, like, one of the things we know for certain is that the avocado is quite a finicky vegetable, isn't it? Or berry. You leave it out a little bit too long and it spoils. It's very temperamental. Exactly. So I can see why those like slight adjustments in climate or temperature or soil or whatever can be make or break between being able to cultivate it or not.
No, definitely. So before the arrival of the Europeans to the New World, the ingredients of guacamole, as we've already mentioned, was avocado, tomato, and chili, all mashed together in a molcajete.
Mortar and pestle, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to say that.
After the Spanish conquest, however, shit changed. Persian lime, now a principal ingredient of many guacamole recipes, originated in about Southern Asia.
Oh, right.
It was produced on a large scale in the Middle East and reached Western Europe at the time of the Crusades.
So we're talking about limes?
We're talking about limes now, yeah.
Right.
So the original recipe didn't include limes.
Okay.
Because limes originated in Asia.
Right, fucking hell.
Not in South America.
That's interesting. I never knew that. I always presumed that limes, because they're so integral to sort of like you said, South American cuisine. I thought I just presumed that they were native, but wow. So where, East Asian?
Yeah, Southeast Asian, yeah.
Whoa.
And they were introduced by none other than Christopher Columbus on his second trip to America in 1493.
1493. Shit.
Yeah. And lime wasn't the only thing he brought. He introduced onion, garlic, and coriander.
Wow. So he's brought these over from Southeast Asia to South America.
Yeah. Obviously, he's not gone right. Fucking hell, I know what this will make this guac sick. I'm going to specifically take lime,
Worldwide
onion,
guac
garlic, and coriander. Like, that's all I'm going to take. He's obviously taking loads of shit. He's not just. he's not managed to get funding from the crown just to take fucking.
He's filtering what he takes just for the service of good guac. yeah. So he's taking loads, but that's crazy. So he delivered it.
Yeah, exactly. So they were introduced to the New World and quickly found their way into the Aztec guac. The first written recipe we have for guacamole comes from a dude called William Dampier. Unfortunate name. He wrote a book in 1697 called A New Voyage Around the World.
Well, that's a cool title of a book.
Cool, isn't it? A New Voyage Around the World. And in that book, he states...
So wait, he's an English pirate.
Mm-hmm.
The skin or black... Oh, wait. Black. Right.
The skin or black.
The skin or black. Black.
You've gone a bit too fucking English, skinny like roadman with him.
Yeah. The skin or bark black and pretty smooth, the leaves large, of an oval shape, and the fruit as big and as a large lemon. It is of green colour till it is ripe, and then it is little yellowish. They seldom fit to eat till they have been gathered 2 or 3 days. Then they become soft, and the skin or rind will peel off. The substance in the inside is green, or a little yellowish, and as soft as butter. With the substance, there is stone as big as a horse plum. The fruit has no taste of itself, and therefore it is usually mixed with sugar and lime juice, and beaten together in a plate, and this is an excellent dish. The ordinary way to eat it is with little salt and a roasted plantain, and thus a man that's hungry may make a good meal of it. It is very wholesome eaten anyway.
Beautiful. Cheers, Will.
Cheers, Billy Dampier.
Billy Dampier.
English pirate.
I actually looked into Will, Mr. Dampier. Turns out he's a pretty interesting guy. Yeah, so he was born in 1651, and through the course of his life, he was an explorer, a pirate, a privateer, a navigator, and a naturalist. He was the first Englishman to explore parts of Australia, and he was the first person to circumnavigate the world 3 times.
Whoa, so worldly wise man.
Yeah, man. He was the first English writer, that wrote actual books, to use words such as avocado, barbecue, and chopsticks. This dude is cited over 80 times in the Oxford English Dictionary.
For just pioneering words that we use.
Yeah, for being the first to use it. Exactly.
Whoa,
yeah.
Important guy then.
Yeah, man. Not only did he record the first English recipe for guacamole, as we've just heard from the lovely Miles, he also recorded the recipe for a mango chutney.
So he's kind of gone through India then at that point, hasn't he, to bring back the mango chutney recipe?
This guy's been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. So much so that there is actually a Wetherspoons named after him in Yeovil.
No way.
Yep. Everything a young child aspires to have when they grow up, eh?
Wetherspoons named after them.
In Yeovil.
In Yeovil.
Yeovil. But yeah, the first recipe, pretty bog standard stuff. He actually uses sugar. He puts sugar in his, sugar and lime juice, which...
Yeah, I noticed that. That's interesting.
But it's difficult because obviously the berry has evolved a lot since then.
So maybe we've sort of cultivated it to become naturally sweeter.
Naturally sweet, exactly, yeah.
So it might have had a bit more of a bitter taste or something in the past.
Exactly.
Your sugar's not going to dissolve when you mix it in, is it? You're going to have like little grainy bits of sugar in it, surely.
I suppose it depends how much lime juice he's putting in.
Oh, yeah. Or you could maybe dissolve the sugar in a little bit of water before and tip your water in.
Yeah, just like fucking grainy ass avocado.
Yeah, it's like got sand in your guac. In your teeth. But that's interesting, yeah. So sugar goes in there as well as lime juice.
Yeah. So it's not until 1871, 350 years after the Spanish had arrived in Mexico, that the first avocado trees were planted in California. But as we've already mentioned, not only were testicles not great for branding, but ajo actal was too hard for North Americans to pronounce. So as we've already said, they rebranded, thanks to a great rebranding exercise and some quality ads in the right place. Avocado farmers were able to position the fruit in a new light, and avocados began to fly off the shelves. By the 1950s, however, there was 25 different varieties of avocados, and they were all being grown in the Golden State. But one of those varieties is prized above the rest. The king of avocados, you could coin it as. That is the Hass avocado. You heard of that?
I have. Yeah.
So, in 1926, according to legend and the University of California at Riverside, a Californian postman called Rudolph Hass bought some avocado seedlings from a local shop and took them home to grow on his property. One of those seeds defied repeated attempts to receive grafts from an existing avocado variety. It bore no fruit, and Hass was ready to be all but done with it. But instead of chopping it down and throw it away, he simply left it to grow unattended and just basically didn't give a shit about it anymore. Yeah, exactly. Forgot about it. Okay. Now, according to the story, it was Mr. Hass's kids who discovered that the tree had produced a fruit that they liked far better than the others. Whoa. The avocados on the tree, found on the tree that he abandoned, actually offered up a rich, nutty, slightly oily taste compared to the other types of avocado. And the kids apparently brought the new avocados into Mr. Hass, and he's reported as saying,
"Wow, this isn't bad."
Brilliant.
Is that a profound quote there?
Wow, this isn't bad.
So this is just like some kind of mutated tree that just takes longer to produce the fruit, but produces what, like a richer, creamier, more nutty avocado?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
exactly.
Okay.
So at the time of this, the main variety of avocado was the Fuerte, I think variety is how you say it, Fuerte variety. This guy had like a smooth skin and had like an appealing like green hue colour to it. Whereas in contrast, the Hass avocado has like a gross, thick, alligator type pebbly skin that didn't look very appetizing at all. You know, the Hass avocado is packed with flavor and has the ideal, literally you couldn't get any more spot on amount of oil content to easily mash it into guacamole.
Right.
It's literally the perfect amount.
So it's even better suited for guacamole specifically than just eating avocado.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's that fat that binds things together. Like when you make like homemade mayonnaise, you know, you've got eggs, and then it's when you incorporate the oil that starts to emulsify and bind together, become like a thick, creamy thing. So, you know, it's no surprise that the extra oiliness of these Hass avocados is what is going to help it bind and emulsify when you're mashing it together and make for like a creamier, nicer guac. Science. There's some science there.
Science shit, innit? Yeah, man.
Yeah. Don't quite know how it works, but science.
Science.
That's why we need you to train up and become the PhD doctorate in avocado studies. Because look, there's more to it than we understand, mate. And we're supposed to be at the forefront of uncovering this for people, but we're obviously not quite there yet.
I'll fucking get myself enrolled in like the University of Guadalajara or wherever the fuck they do avocado studies.
Yeah,
and I'll get cracking on that. But it wasn't just the great flavour and the ideal oil amount that made the Hass great. It also had some other big advantages over the Fuerte variety.
Right, okay.
So the trees of the Hass variety actually grow incredibly vigorously. They are easy to propagate and produce an impressive amount of the fruit of the berries by the second or third year.
Right, okay.
So they don't produce anything on the first year, but by the time they get to the second or third year, they produce an impressive amount, or almost makes up for the fact that they don't produce anything in the first year, really.
Right, got you.
They have a slightly longer harvest season as well than other avocados. And perhaps one of the most important things is that they actually have a thicker skin than the Fuertes, the Pinkertons, the Zutanos, and other popular varieties, basically.
So what, to help preserve them and keep them intact and away from pests and animals and things?
Exactly, yeah. It's literally the perfect natural packaging for handling and shipping the fruit long distances.
There's like a moral to this story, and I think it's good things come to those who wait, because, the amount of people before this that were cultivating avocados and they just rushed into it, maybe they also got, kind of like duff seeds that didn't produce anything the first year, and they probably chopped the tree down and made space for another one, but this guy, Rudolph, comes along. He's the one that's willing to wait.
He's laughing. Yeah.
He's laughing.
And obviously all of this meant that more people all over the country could now get perfectly ripe avocados in the local area and could, of course, make beautiful guacamole at their leisure. Beautiful. What isn't beautiful is that despite cultivating such a successful product, the Hass family did not cash in on their discovery. They couldn't, because they tried to patent the tree itself, but patenting a tree is fucking unheard of.
Yeah.
Mr. Hass died in 1952, but his wonderful avocados far outlive him, and the roots of his humble creation is, it populated the globe. Millions of avocados are all genetically descended from that single mother tree that lived on his old farm.
So all these Hass avocados that we're eating are all distant ancestors, descendants of the tree that he decided to cultivate back in the day.
Yep.
Wow.
Which died. It died in 2002 from rot disease.
Oh no! But it lives on though. Its ancestors live on.
Root rot. Yeah. That's the way I want to go. Root rot.
Yeah.
Oh, do you hear Andy died? Oh, how did he die? Root rot.
Root rot. Yeah, root rot.
So yeah, that's a pretty cool story, I thought.
Yeah, really cool.
So despite all of the marketing efforts by avocado farmers, it's likely the rising consumption of guacamole is primarily driven by a couple of more reasons. The first being the lifting of the ban that I mentioned before.
From avocados coming from Mexico.
From Mexico, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So from the 1910s right up until around 1997, the US had a ban on the importation of avocados from Mexico. And obviously, with Mexico producing such a large percentage of the world's avocados, it's clear to see that when the ban was lifted, the US was flooded with avocados.
Yeah.
Secondly, the rise in popularity of guacamole, specifically in the US, can be accredited to the growth of the US Latino population.
Immigrants coming into America and bringing their cuisine and culture with them.
Yeah, more Latinos coming to the US who enjoyed guac back home. They're going to seek it out, just like pizza when the Italians arrived in the New World.
Yeah.
Something that just cultures do when they're immigrating to a different country.
Yeah, open up the restaurants and locals then go to the restaurants and it just goes from there, doesn't it?
Exactly. Today, I think California produces almost 90% of the country's supply of avocados.
Wow.
41% of Californian avocados are grown in a single county, so that's San Diego County.
Ooh.
And 80% of Californian avocados are of the Hass variety, which is still considered the king.
So, if that tree hadn't mutated in that way, we just might never have that variation of avocado.
No.
So I wonder, again, I always have these little eureka moments, but I wonder if we're on the cusp of a mutation of something else one day.
Yeah.
That might create, I said strawberries before, so let's just use strawberries again, but giant strawberries. Imagine strawberries the size of your fist. How great would that be?
Like an apple strawberry.
Yeah, like a strawberry's the size of an apple, and we're just waiting for that one perfect mutated strawberry plant to come along and burst itself into existence for us to then use that one to breed the next bunch, and suddenly we've got fucking huge things.
Do you think that we wait for it now, or do you think people just do it in a lab? Because we genetically modify fruit and shit, don't we? What's stopping?
We do,
someone
but you still need the. I don't think on a molecular level you can tell if it's going to produce. I don't know. Right. Can you? Maybe you can.
I have no idea.
I don't know if you can
tell you when I get my PhD.
But I don't know if you can look at cells through a microscope and know that that's going to produce a certain size fruit when it does.
If you're a scientist and you know, please write in. I imagine all of you are scientists listening to this educational podcast. So.
Yeah, this scientific based podcast. Yeah. No, but seriously though, like if there is actually anyone that knows about genetic modification of crops and food items, it'd be good to know, like, what are the chances of us getting apple-sized strawberries, please?
Apple-sized strawberries. That's definitely an episode that we can do an episode on, like, man-made shit, man-made foods.
Yeah. Corn.
Yeah, and like genetically modified fruits and whatever else.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's tick this one off, shall we?
Yeah.
Conclude the old guac story. Now, unfortunately, the rise in popularity of guacamole and avocados isn't all sunshine and dip. The fruit's global surge in popularity has fueled exports and attracted violent cartels to trade in green gold.
Whoa.
So, Obviously we've already said that Mexico is one of the biggest producers, the world's biggest producers of avocados. Exports of the green gold, as it's known, from the state of Michoacan. Again, sorry, no excuse for this one because it's Spanish as well. Michoacan.
That'll do.
A state in Mexico which produces most of Mexico's avocados was valued at 2.4 billion last year.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man, this is big.
So what is
money.
it, like these cartels saying that we can make more money off of like shifting avocados than we can cocaine or whatever?
Exactly, and it's obviously less dangerous as well because it's not legal.
Whoa.
Exactly. This is big money. As recently as 2019, 19 mutilated bodies, 9 hanging semi-naked from a bridge in the Mexican city of Uruapan were found. They were initially thought to be the result of a clash between rival drug gangs, but the Jalisco New Generation cartel, which claimed the murders in August of the same year, is believed to be fighting for more than just drugs. It wants dominance over the local avocado trade.
Oh my god, that is so bad.
Isn't it? So they're literally killing rival cartels for control of the avocado trade and for control of the avocado farmers.
The same again. It doesn't matter that it was heroin or cocaine. The product doesn't matter.
Same
It's
activity.
just the way they conduct themselves.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Juan, an avocado farmer from the Uruapan region, said in an interview with the Financial Post back in 2020,
"Where there's money, that's where the bad guys go. With all this publicity, it's going so well for us. This will be the 6th year that Mexican avocados have been advertised in the Super Bowl. It draws attention to us."
it's become so dangerous that a lot of avocado farms actually have armed private security guards to protect the farms and to protect the towns in which they're being transported through.
So yeah, any kind of like commodity that's worth a certain amount of money will just attract the wrong sorts of people.
Yep.
You know, like oil, like the same thing with oil, like crude oil and stuff, like in the Middle East and in Africa and stuff. Like a lot of that is protected because you get militant groups and sort of small terrorist organizations trying to like take over control of oil fields and all that. It's the same kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly.
It's mad.
It's not only organised crime that's on the rise either. You know, I think we said right at the beginning, it's also the environmental factors. With avocado farming comes illegal deforestation, illegal logging, forest clearing for cultivation, and all the issues that come around from that. You know, the environmental impact that the farmers are having to put on the environment because of the increase in demand of avocados. It's just, just crazy.
Yeah, same thing with fish in the oceans and stuff. Like, it's overfishing. It's damaging the ecosystem of the ocean. It's the same thing, isn't it? I don't know what the solution is for that though. I guess like just to cut down on avocados. I think it kind of starts with the consumer, doesn't it? We don't need to have avocados on toast every single day of the week. Can we not go back to a time where it was just like kind of a nice thing to have occasionally, or is that not the solution?
It's to cut down, or it's finding an environmentally friendly way to farm and to meet the demand. I think that's
like a combination of those two things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's not all doom and gloom though. Whilst the increase in demand is causing damage to some areas and to some people, for some farmers it's been life-changing. It's taken them from the grips of poverty and helped them achieve like a life for them and their family that at one stage they could only dream of.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you were an avocado farmer in like 1989, just before they started pushing the Super Bowl shit.
Yeah, you're just selling them at a local market, like a couple of handfuls a day, and you go from that to...
You're just making enough to get by.
Yeah, and now you're supplying like supermarkets around the country with avocados.
Life-changing.
Yeah.
Life changing.
Yeah, so you'll have a good impact on communities, won't it? That'll bring money into a community, and that will also like bleed out and into the other kind of areas of a community, like infrastructure.
Exactly. There's two sides.
Yeah.
Two sides to every story, isn't there?
Yeah.
So there you have it. History of both the aristocrat of salad fruit, the avocado, and the fruit of its labour, guacamole.
Yeah, both go hand in hand.
Avocados and guacamole are two things that we don't think about too often unless it's time to make a big old batch of the green stuff. But they are both steeped in history, and personally, I enjoyed dipping into the rich, fatty story that both entities boast.
Oh, wow. Guacamole. There you go.
Guacamole.
Oh, God. I've got avocados in. Here we are saying I'm going to cut back, help the environment, and I've got bloody 4 in the kitchen ready to go. There you go, guacamole, and a brief history of avocados as well. A 2-in-1 job, they call that. You buy one, get one, you get one free with us.
For free. Yeah.
Send us an email. Just feel free to get in touch. Our email address is whatthefoodpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you're thinking of the episodes. Are you enjoying them? Are you not? Yeah.
I don't want to hear from them people.
Just don't. But yeah, and suggest any dishes that you want us to look into. We're open to suggestions, and we want to hear kind of what you guys want to hear about. So that's it. We're going to love you and leave you. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time for our next episode, which we will keep secret for now. But it's going to be another absolute corker of an episode. I'm so excited about the ones we've got lined up.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited about all of them, to be honest. But yeah, there's got some good ones on the way.
Good ones in the pipeline.
Some really interesting ones.
And make sure we've got a couple of tickets left at the O2 Arena. I think it's almost sold out.
Doing our live show. Yeah.
It's almost sold out. But
grab your tickets
I think
quick.
It's 1 or 2.
Yeah. Right, we'll love you and leave you, and we will see you guys next episode. Thanks for listening.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye.